What's up guys, this is Astranox. It's time for my showcase for ae-GISELLE, the limited hero from the aespa collaboration in Epic 7. Now this hero is a massive single target damage dealer. Can she do enough damage to one-shot these crucial targets? Can she pull off a double one-shot? Let's find out right after this. This video is brought to you by Amazon Appstore and Amazon Coins. If you're going to spend for ae-GISELLE, you should do so by using Amazon Coins. You can save up to 20% on in-game purchases from games who are on the Amazon App Store. The great news is that Epic 7 is now available on it, and you can start using Amazon Coins to straight up get more out of what you're usually spending or end up with more spare cash instead. It's a win-win scenario. It's very easy to get the best savings on the Amazon App Store and Epic 7. Just go down below and use my link and follow the instructions. If you use my link below, it helps me but also allows you to still get the best possible discounts. You can get up to 20% off, which is really awesome. Get a full 20% discount if you buy 50k coins. If you buy 10,000 Amazon coins for $82, they will give you $100 in the game, and so on, with a bunch of discounts for different budgets. It's really easy to start saving. There's just 3 steps. 1. Get your Amazon coins. 2. Get Epic 7 from the Amazon App Store on your favorite device, Android phone or tablet, or even better, get Amazon App Store now on Windows 11 and play Epic 7 directly from your PC easily with no complications. Currently available for the US and then globally. That's awesome. Once you've done that, just log into Epic 7 through the Amazon App Store. Just as easy as that. Why pay the full amount when you can get up to a nice 20% discount? There's really no reason not to use this method when it comes down to spending money in Epic 7. Check out my link in the description or comment section down below. Get Amazon App Store, get some Amazon coins, and start saving now. Alright, let's begin with the way I have GISELLE built. So as you can see, destruction and penetration set on maximum critical hit chance and critical hit damage, so big numbers out of her. Hopefully on her own artifact, imprint activated for back and bottom position, more attack for 2 heroes. So 15 skill ups on her. The skill 3 needs to be a killing blow, so you can follow up with the skill number 1, and her artifact gives 10 souls, so you can soul burn the skill 1. That's like a mini the Guild's Ancient book, which is pretty cool because you don't need to bring a mage with book in your team. So I do really like that, and you got damage increase there, so that is pretty beast. Not the easiest artifact to max out, but I think at plus 15 is good enough. So as you can see, a ton of attack on her. Survivability wise, it is definitely not good, but it's all about that turn 1 and turn number 2. Let me show you guys how much damage GISELLE can do. Now remember, skill 3 ignores damage sharing effect, so you don't have to worry about Aureus. So that is definitely a big thing. Also, she gets attack buff for herself and the ally with the highest attack when she uses skill 3. That is very nice. As you can see, I'm using Silver Rain on Rosie to give her attack buff because she does have the highest attack. And the damage here versus Arbiter Vildred, which is not a tanky hero, almost 40,000 damage is pretty ridiculous. So even if they had Aureus, you don't have to worry about damage sharing effects. So that is pretty beast. If they have Barrier, yes, I mean, they could have better survivability if you're going versus a very tanky team. Let's see what kind of damage she can do in other battles, but this team that I'm using works pretty well. Now, the combat units from Rosie alone is enough with her passive that allows her to get 50% more combat units pushing, so that is pretty beast right there. Now, you don't need to use a non-attack skill hero that boosts the combat units of your team. You can be using a hero that boosts CR with an attack skill, like ML Charles, for example, Closer Charles, just an example. So you could be doing some stuff like this, so you don't have to worry about Politis so much, and Celine. So that is definitely good. Now, I feel like because of her passive, she's able to be built slower, which means you're going to have more stats for attack, maxing out crit chance and maxing out crit damage potentially. Now, you could be running her on other sets, and you're seeing some big damage. I mean, 26,000 damage versus, Apocalypse Ravi, it's pretty crazy. It's definitely pretty crazy. but you need to have the attack buff on her to really make sure that one shot will be happening, and you need to go versus a target that is going to be squishy enough based on how much offensive stats you have on Giselle. If you don't have the stats, if your numbers are not as high as mine, then, well, make sure that you're going versus a team that is going to have at least one squishy hero so you can actually make the skill 3 happen. Now, the skill 1 could just be softening up another hero. You don't have to go with double one-shots, right, from Giselle, which is, I mean, it feels pretty good when it does happen, not gonna lie, right? So, I'm running just one Compassionate booster right there with Silver Rain. It's working out great. I got Bloodblade Karen as, you know, the cleanup, and I don't have a tag buff here. I don't have a tag buff, so you do have to keep that in mind. And, you know, Conqueror Lilith can be pretty tanky. That's almost 20,000 damage. That is good. That is definitely very nice. And the Soul Burn on skill 1, allowing her to pretty much deal the same damage at skill 3. Right? For 10 souls, a thing is spammable. You could be saving souls and just skill 1, skill 1, skill 1. So that's great. Also, like I said, her artifact allows her to get 10 souls by herself. So that is very nice because she's already getting the damage increase from it. Now, if you're facing a Bellion, try to, well, maybe one-shot her with her skill number 3 into the skill number 1. And, I mean, Bloodblade Karen is just a great hero. I mean, BBK, the more health she loses, the more damage she does because her attack scales up. And, I mean, the damage of BBK is, she's the queen. She's the queen of area damage. It's pretty ridiculous what you're able to pull off with her. Now, Giselle, she's an earth hero. She doesn't have a way to have elemental advantage versus fire, so you do have to worry about that, right? If you're facing a Politis, you will get 50% less Combationist pushing, even though her passive gives her 50% more CR push. It might mess up your rotation, you know, in your team when you're running a CR pusher, a team-wide CR push. So I'm just gonna skip that here because, I mean, it's a win. It's just gonna grind them down, right? And, I mean, Zio is just ridiculous. Since they introduced Zio, I mean, he just gets turn 1, easy peasy. It is pretty insane type of hero he is. Really mess up the enemy real good. When you're, you know, controlling him, you don't leave it to the AI to control him. Very ridiculous. Now, you have to keep in mind, guys, Zio has a triple S attack imprint, which is affecting Giselle. That's like 10 point something% attack increase. And my Bloodblade Karen is at triple S attack imprint for the team, which is an 8.4% attack increase for Giselle. Now, sometime you want to open versus an ice hero with her skill number 3 to increase your chance to do the one-shot. Because at elemental advantage, you're going to be dealing 10% more damage. So that's a tip for you guys. If you're like baiting between like a few heroes or 2 heroes, go for the ice if you're worried. Unless that hero's super tanky, like maybe a Shu and she has barrier and you're not 100% sure. But yeah, in most cases, you'd be able to drop an ice hero if you have offensive stats like I do, right? Now, it's pretty ridiculous when you're doing a one-shot with skill 3 and then you Soulburn S1 and you one-shot like an Apocalypse Ravi. That feels good. But if they have Aurea, skill 1 is not going to be dealing that much damage. You know, there's a damage sharing for that knight wearing Aureus. If that hero has barrier too, that could be problematic. But the most important is that you do the one-shot with the skill number 3 so you can follow up with the skill number 1. Also, the attack buff for herself after using S3 and for the hero with the highest attack beside herself, that's great. If you can control that and you have that attack buff on, you know, your second attack base hero, attack damage dealer, you're going to be able to do really good for yourself. And if you're running something like myself, a Thief with Silver Rain, giving her attack buff because she's got the highest attack at the start, and then this skill 3 gives attack buff to, for my case, like Bloodblade Karen, not always, sometimes it's Zio because he has more attack. So yeah, you try to like fix that attack part of your team. Try to have it so it's all organized, so the right, you know, heroes are getting the attack buff. Also, make sure your speed tuning is good, right? Be worried about Politis. That's problematic, definitely. But I really like my experience using Giselle. I feel like she's a great addition to the game. for, you know, big single target burst players, speed players. She seems to be doing real good, right? Real good hero. Her passive also removes a debuff from herself. I believe it's at the start of her turn. Also, another thing that is really nice about Giselle is her skill 1. It gives up to 15% combativeness push to the highest attacker hero in your team, beside herself. So my Bloodblade Karen is actually tuned to receive the CR push of Giselle after she used the combo of skill 3, defeat someone, into the skill 1. And it pushed the combativeness of my BBK enough for her to follow right after. And you can do the same. You can put that to your advantage and make a slower hero be able to follow Giselle after, and that means you're going to be able to have more stats for survivability or straight up damage. So that is very good. I definitely enjoy that. But I'd like to hear what you guys think about Giselle in the comment section. What do you guys think about that hero? Is she able to deal enough damage? Do you need crazy gear for her? I don't think so. I think the gear doesn't need to be that good. The stats don't need to be that high. So yeah, let us know what you guys think about all that in the comment section. That's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.